We all want to be bigger, faster, stronger, leaner, low fat percentage. We want good mobility. And we want a body that serves us well. And we can use an emergency to either save ourselves or someone else. I'm going to show you an exercise program that does all of that. Finding a good workout program can be difficult. Many of these programs promise the world and deliver pretty much nothing, or some workout that's come from the pages of Flex magazine back in the 80s. Nothing's changed, there's nothing different. Don't get me wrong, some of these programs, they're good, but a lot of programs, if they don't focus on good solid fundamentals, they add variety or they try to be different just for the sake of being different, and they don't take into consideration the long-term effects on the body and how your body has to last for your whole life. So what I'm going to do is take you through piece by piece my training program. Obviously I'm completely biased, but who better to tell you about my program than me, because I made it. That's 99% of the people out there. They want more muscle, less body fat, to be more supple. This involves having a good solid training program that involves or centers around building strength and solid, useful muscle, having a diet that supports a high calorie expenditure, and also general activity, movement, being active. Most programs center around bodybuilding, basic bodybuilding techniques, split routines, push day, pull day. They involve a lot of machines. They involve a lot of being sat down, doing one exercise, resting, doing the next exercise. Now, I haven't got a problem with machines, as I have a problem with time. And as far as I'm concerned, there are far better things to do in the gym than to be sat at a machine, pushing, pulling. There are other things you can do, because let's face it, time is precious in the gym. Why be sat there inactive for 50% of the time when you can be active for 100% of the time? Now, think of it this way. Traditional programs, they give you the main course. Functional muscle gives you the starter, gives you the main course, and it gives you the dessert. As I say, speed kills. And speed is a skill that needs to be cherished for as long as possible, because when it goes, you rarely know about it. It's a skill that needs to be constantly drilled and programmed, because it really is a use it or lose it ability. And the trouble with lots of programs is that they don't focus on speed, rate of force production. They focus on how you look in a mirror. And when you focus on speed, you train the same muscles, you just train them in a different way. You're just not sat at a machine or you're sat facing a mirror. You're doing powerful, quick movements. Functional muscle always incorporates power and speed elements at varying degrees during the phase of the program. That way you're always maintaining some level of speed and power production. What about strength? Strength, again, it's something that people don't often deliberately train for. Without doubt, doing bodybuilding, traditional bodybuilding training will get you stronger, it's a fact. But traditional programs don't incorporate strength, or more importantly, functional strength as a priority. But functional strength should be incorporated with a high degree of prioritization, because it has so many benefits. And what I mean by this is when you do a traditional program, for example, you could be strong on a leg press, but being strong on a leg press might not necessarily compute or have the same relevant strength as being strong in single leg exercises when you need to use it in the real world, or use your strength in a 3 dimensions where you're not sat facing the ceiling pushing the sled around. Like all the other elements, functional muscle includes structured strength, phases. Sometimes there'll be more strength, sometimes there'll be less strength, but strength will always be there as a minimum system requirement. Nowadays, in a world where the average Joe or average Jane is an oversensitive cupcake, having physical ability, having strength, having athleticism really is kind of superpower. Those strengths, those abilities might save yourself or someone you care about, or just some stranger on the street. It gives you that confidence to be able to say, you know what, I can do this, I can help this person. An example I gave is, if you ain't got it, you can't use it. I remember watching a show, a video, and it was a diplomat who jumped into water to save a Chinese tourist who was drowning. And she was drowning because none of the other people could swim, because they were all Chinese tourists. And none of the Chinese don't have a lot of priority in, curriculum level swimming activities. So this woman would have drowned if it wasn't for this guy who had a basic skill, but he was like a superhuman because he was above the average that was around him. Now bear that in mind. You are probably, if you're athletic, if you're strong, if you're committed to exercise, if you have low fat percentage, you're probably in 0.001% of the population on the planet. The question is, do you want to be part of that club? Or do you want to be part of Club Cupcake?